Hello, everyone. Thank you for always joining me on these challenging and thrilling hunting trips. Every frame is a piece of memory I'll never forget. How about you? What do you feel? Drop in the comments below. Today, I have a new idea, taking you hunting through different seasons across various battlegrounds around the world. Though the landscapes may change, the destructive traces of wild boars are everywhere. Let's not keep you waiting. Here we go. Kicking off with a spring hunting trip in Anatolia, a vast region in western Turkey. The absence of natural predators like wolves or leopards has allowed the wild boar population to spiral out of control. Numerous attacks on humans have been recorded, with the severity escalating. On a high hill, I tread carefully, my eyes scanning for the slightest movement around me. Suddenly, amidst the golden grass, I spot a wild boar resting at me. Gripping my rifle tightly, I pull the trigger. The prey jolts upright and bolts. Seizing the moment, I swiftly adjust my aim and fire again. The second shot is spot on. The beast staggers, then collapses to the ground. The first one of spring is a success. The second battlefield is in Maharashtra, India, a place steeped in the dry, suffocating heat of summer. Here, wild boars not only devastate crops, but also launch attacks, especially in forests near villages. Chilling to think about. I climb a broad, rugged hill, its treacherous terrain perfect for an ambush. Just 10 minutes later, a massive wild boar emerges, weaving through dense bushes. Carefully tracking its movements, I raise my rifle, hold my breath, and pull the trigger. The shot shatters the stillness. The bullet strikes its back, causing the beast to collapse, motionless. A swift, clean kill, leaving the prey no chance to resist. Leaving behind the scorching heat of India, I'll take you to an autumn battlefield in Spain. Did you know that autumn is when cunning beasts become more rampant as they forage to prepare for winter? They often leave the forests at night to scavenge for fallen fruit, roots, or food waste near residential areas and farms. I've chosen the Montes de Toledo, a rugged wilderness where wild boars lurk among the wild grass. From the rustling leaves, a heavy, dark figure emerges, cautiously approaching. Seizing the moment, I pull the trigger. The bullet strikes its throat, causing it to reel back and collapse instantly. Quickly swinging my rifle to the right, another boar appears not far off. A second shot rings out, echoing through the silent hills. The beast staggers, rolls to the ground, and is completely subdued. Winter, the harshest season for any hunting expedition. This time, I'll take you to the rural countryside of Honshu, Japan. Here, an aging population and a dwindling number of traditional hunters have left the region vulnerable. Meanwhile, wild boars are multiplying beyond control each year. This area records thousands of crop destruction incidents, along with numerous injuries and fatalities from beastly attacks. On the frigid, snow-covered ground, I spot a herd of wild boars resting. Aiming my rifle at the largest one, I pull the trigger. The bullet strikes its body, causing it to collapse and writhe in desperation. The rest of the herd scatters in chaos, abandoning their fallen comrade. Seizing the moment, I fire a second shot. This time, the beast has no strength left to strike. The scene falls silent again, cold and eerie. It's still winter, but this time we head to a different arena. Texas, a land notorious for its relentless clashes between cold-blooded sharpshooters and ferocious beasts. This is one of the territories hit hardest by wild boars, with damages exceeding $1.5 billion annually. Amid snow-covered hills, an alert rings out from the elite hunting dogs ahead. The prey's trail has been spotted. I immediately pick up my pace to close in on the beast. A massive wild boar emerges before my eyes. Without hesitation, I raise my rifle, lock onto the target, and pull the trigger. The shot echoes, tearing through the mountain air, striking true. The beast's colossal frame collapses, sending a faint tremor through the ground as if echoing the scream of this savage monster. The season of these beasts has concluded. How do you feel? Were there moments that left you breathless or silent with suspense? I'm certain this is just the beginning. Battlegrounds around the world await our conquest. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to catch the next heart-stopping showdowns between me and the planet's fiercest predators.
Welcome to an entirely new challenge. Today, we will spend a full 24 hours in the mountains, facing the wilderness and tracking the most powerful wild boars. With rugged terrain, harsh weather conditions, and unpredictable challenges, can we accomplish our mission? The result of this adventure will surely surprise you. Stay tuned until the end of the video to witness the most thrilling moments. The wild boar population in France has increased significantly over the past decades, reaching an estimated 1 million. These animals cause extensive damage to crops and farmland, particularly in Brittany, where compensation for farmers rose from €185,000 to €455,000 in just 1 year. As a result, the government has encouraged hunting activities, leading to a significant increase in the number of hunters, especially among women and young people. My hunting team and I set out early in the morning, following the guidance of the Onyx Hunt app on our phones. This app integrates digital maps, helps identify legal hunting zones, analyzes terrain, and tracks prey movements using GPS data. With this technology, we hope for a smooth and successful hunting trip. Following the app's directions, we spotted a stray wild boar frantically running. Unfortunately for it, today was not its lucky day. As it dashed past me, I immediately fired 2 precise shots, rendering it completely incapable of escaping as it tumbled down the mountainside. With a tight formation, we quickly spotted another dark figure. It cautiously took steps before attempting to flee. However, our hunting dogs swiftly chased and attacked, forcing it into the open. The boar fought desperately, but all its efforts were in vain after a decisive gunshot. A short while later, in a small valley below, I spotted another wild boar being chased by our dogs. Although it was at a considerable distance, I decided to take the shot. Fortunately, my bullet was precise enough to secure another successful hunt. In a more open hillside area, my hunting partners led the dogs into the shooting zone. Following the sound of barking, we scanned the dense bushes. As expected, a wild boar suddenly burst out at an incredible speed. However, with the reflexes of an experienced hunter, I immediately fired. A well-placed shot successfully took down the large, hefty boar. On our way back, we stopped by the roadside, guided by the app once again. Another encounter with a wild boar took place. The boar, sensing danger, did not hesitate and bolted away, making it difficult to aim accurately. I steadied my aim, but to ensure a successful kill, we coordinated and fired 2 consecutive shots. Finally, the prey was down. All the wild boars we hunted were brought back, concluding an intense and successful trip. The following day, our luck seemed even better. This time, we challenged an aggressive herd of wild boars in an unspoiled wilderness. The landscape featured undulating mountains covered in greenery, interspersed with solemn rocky patches. Within the first half hour, we detected multiple wild boars. Startled, they fled in panic, but our hunting team and dogs quickly pursued and cornered them. A series of gunshots rang out at close range, hitting several boars. The deafening noise heightened the intensity. After a round of shots, we were extremely pleased with our haul. We decided to take on a more difficult challenge, eliminating wild boars on the highest mountain peak in the area. This summit was extremely dangerous, requiring extra caution to ensure safety. A loud gunshot echoed through the mountain, bringing down a wild boar that tumbled down the slope. The hunt grew increasingly intense as we constantly encountered boars. Fortunately, luck was on our side. Armed with only a basic hunting rifle, my shooting skills were pushed to the limit, and the boars fell one by one. At the mountain's base lay a small valley with a stream running through it. The cool waters seemed to be a favorite resting spot for the wild boars, as they love to bathe and cool off. We followed the stream, carefully searching for traces of our prey. As anticipated, the wild boars appeared near the riverbank. We followed their movements closely. However, shooting accurately in this area was challenging due to numerous branches obstructing our view. I spent considerable time chasing and ambushing one particular boar. Finally, in a brief moment when it stopped, I fired the decisive shots, eliminating it instantly. Spotting a wild boar on the run, I swiftly pursued and cornered it on the mountainside. As it frantically tried to escape from the hunting dogs, I took my shot. Another wild boar was successfully taken down. Although hunting wild boars may seem easy, achieving precise shots requires high-level marksmanship. Fortunately, with extensive practice and experience, I was able to make crucial shots. We ended our trip while it was still early. However, this mission is far from over, as controlling the wild boar population remains an ongoing challenge. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Hello everyone, I'm Liam. Today, I had an incredibly special experience. My very first wild boar hunt, alongside Uncle Jack, a highly respected and seasoned hunter in our region. Since I was a kid, I've heard him tell spine-chilling stories about face-to-face encounters with massive wild boars. But it wasn't until today that I got to witness that wild world with my own eyes. Let's dive right into the hunt. I followed Uncle Jack into the forest quite early. Our hunting blind was cleverly built and well camouflaged. We sat quietly inside, eyes fixed on every slightest movement. Just a few minutes later, a herd of jet black wild boars came charging past us. I held my breath. Uncle Jack swiftly aimed his rifle and fired a rapid burst of shots. The gunfire echoed through the entire forest, but the boars, incredibly quick and agile, dashed off like lightning and managed to escape. Decided to go deeper into the woods. While scanning the surroundings, suddenly a wild boar came charging down, making me jump in surprise. But Uncle Jack remained calm. He raised his gun, aimed within a split second, and pulled the trigger decisively. The bullet struck the animal, knocking it off balance. It tumbled across the leaf-covered ground. A bit farther in, I noticed Uncle Jack suddenly stop. His eyes were locked forward, as if he had sensed something wrong. Sure enough, moments later, a wild boar emerged. Uncle Jack, ever prepared, took only a few seconds to aim and fire. The mid-sized boar collapsed instantly, unable to react in time. Every move he made carried confidence, a reflection of years of experience. About half an hour later, we tracked the boars up a hill. Suddenly, a whole herd came rushing down, seemingly ready to charge at us. Thankfully, Uncle Jack reacted swiftly and took them down immediately. That moment left me in absolute awe. afternoon, I continued to follow Uncle Jack and the village's hunting team back into the forest. The familiar hunting dogs were released and quickly got to work. I stayed close to Uncle Jack, picking up pace when we heard the dogs barking intensely, a sure sign something important was up. Oh my gosh, he just shot a wild boar, and I hadn't even spotted it yet. After the first shot, the boar veered off course. Uncle Jack received the signal and immediately began to support the other team members. He quickly took position with his trusted rifle. The moment a boar charged out, he fired a shot, so precise it was hard to believe. The boar dropped within seconds. The team wrapped up the day's hunt with a completely unexpected turn of events. He had taken down 2 wild boars within minutes. Unbelievable. It all happened so fast. It felt like a scene straight out of an action movie. That brings our hunt to a close. What did you think of today's adventure? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch more thrilling hunts. When the first leaves begin to turn gold across the forests of Turkey, hunting season officially kicks off. In the cool, breezy autumn weather, much milder than the sweltering summer, wild boars often gather in groups and head out in search of food. That makes it the perfect time for hunters like us to track them more easily. Now, let's dive straight into a thrilling, intense, and emotionally charged hunting expedition together. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, our team hit the road in our familiar hunting truck, heading toward the forest. The moment we arrived, everyone got into position without hesitation. I focused all my attention on every subtle sound and movement. There it was, the target had emerged. The wild boars sensed danger and bolted, but a well-placed shot from my range dropped one of them just in time. Still in the same ambush position, I was presented with another chance to take the shot. This time, a boar charged head-on toward me. Before it could veer away, I pulled the trigger. The animal had no chance of escaping. The hunting dogs were doing an excellent job. They had locked onto another boar. But at nearly 30 kilometers each, the animal scampered away and escaped, leaving us frustrated and disappointed. We continued scouting the area, and suddenly, without warning, a new target appeared. I didn't hesitate, immediately got into shooting stance and squeezed the trigger. The first shot missed, and the entire group of boars scattered in panic. A rapid follow-up volley eventually brought one down, motionless on the ground. I headed into the forest tour with a few friends and our pack of hunting dogs. Under pressure from the dogs, the wild boars were forced out of hiding. I was ready, one emerged, then another, and then an entire group came into view. Without letting up, I aimed and kept firing. After a barrage of bullets, a number of them lay lifeless in the dense forest. On the other side of the forest, my friends had also taken position and waited patiently. 5 tense minutes passed in silence, then finally, the prey appeared. But these animals were clever, weaving through the trees to avoid detection. Still, with sharp instincts and skill, Harry swiftly took one down. Less than 5 minutes later, a few more wild boars emerged, catching us off guard. Quick and agile, they zigzagged through the trees. Harry, keeping steady aim, took careful shots. Eventually, one from the group fell in the heart of the woods. I quietly moved deeper into the forest, gun ready in hand, waiting for any suspicious sign. And there it was, my goodness, not just one, but dozens of boars charged in our direction. I didn't hesitate. I quickly raised my rifle, locked onto a lone string, and fired decisively. The boar collapsed instantly. The rest scattered quickly, and gave chase. All of us kept reloading and firing, managing to take down new. The rustling of leaves nearby put me on high alert. Just as I raised my weapon, a wild boar burst out and darted right past me. I fired without hesitation. The first bullet missed, but the second hit its mark, dropping the beast within seconds. The deep forest, always a reliable refuge for wild boars, had once again hidden my next target. After some tracking, I finally spotted one emerging from the edge of the woods. I quickly raised my rifle and fired the moment it charged out. One single, clean, and precise shot was enough to bring it down. And just like that, today's hunt comes to a close. What did you think of this journey? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch more adrenaline-filled hunts coming your way. Although I've encountered many invasive species before, wild boars remain among the most destructive and persistent creatures I've ever faced. They not only ravage crops, but also test the patience of even the most seasoned hunters. Today, we return to a familiar mission, but with a twist. This time, we're hunting wild boars from the sky, aboard a helicopter. A thrilling, breathtaking, and visually stunning journey awaits. Let's dive into this spectacular hunt together. Taking off early in the Robinson, our 44 helicopter, we quickly stabilized our position, gripping our rifles firmly and ready for action. The rotor blades sliced through the air, mixing with the echo of gunfire from Linda and me, creating an intense atmosphere midair. From above, we had a clear view of the terrain, targeting the boars frantically dashing across the fields below. However, their incredible speed and ability to change direction meant that some required multiple shots before they were finally taken down.